We've been tracking this story for weeks, and tonight the pieces finally fall into place. The Russia hoax scandal that tore this nation apart is back in the headlines with explosive new revelations. Maria Bartiromo and Devin Nunes just exposed that the FBI was really hunting what they really were hunting for at Mar-a-Lago. Not nuclear secrets as was claimed, but a 40-page classified document that could prove Moscow never backed Trump. This file allegedly shows Obama's inner circle knew from day one that Hillary Clinton was framing Trump to distract from her email scandal. The document has vanished from every government archive. No one knows where it is, what they found or didn't find. At Mar-a-Lago, it's all got Washington in full panic, so keep on watching. Now, if you didn't know this, gold has gone mainstream. You're seeing it everywhere. Prices keep climbing. Every day, more and more Americans are catching on to the power of gold. But how do you actually take advantage of it? How do you invest in a way that's safe and simple and built for the long run? Well, that's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. Noble Gold specialists are trained to help investors just like you go from confused to confident, from wondering what's next to knowing exactly what to do. Whether you're looking to roll over an old 401k or into a gold IRA, or you want physical coins and bars delivered right to your home, Noble Gold makes the process simple, safe, and stress-free. You'll get step-by-step guidance, transparent pricing, and U.S.-based service from a team that's handled over $2.5 billion in precious metal transactions. With Noble Gold Investments, protecting and growing your wealth isn't just their job, it is their commitment. Visit nextnewsgold.com to claim your free wealth protection kit and see if you qualify for that silver bonus. That's nextnewsgold.com. Link down below, because Noble Gold is going to help you build a stronger future. Or call that number on the screen, 877-646-5347, and tell Colin that Gary said hello. Now, people are asking questions. We haven't seen a raid of Hillary Clinton's home yet in Chappaqua, New York, but Mar-a-Lago gets raided. Let's take a flashback moment before we dig into the details here. Fox News Channel's Catherine Herridge, Clinton docs, so highly classified even oversight chair Jason Chaffetz can't even read them.
That many of them
Now, congressional sources confirming with Fox News the FBI has turned over some of those documents on the Hillary Clinton email investigation to lawmakers, but a lot of that information provided by agents heavily redacted. The Clinton email file given at the request of that Republican-led House Oversight Committee. All this coming after FBI Director James Comey declined to recommend charges in that case. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge picks up the story from there now in D.C. Good morning, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Bill. The FBI told the House Government Oversight Committee that the documents are classified and cannot be made public without the FBI's consent. The files, including highly classified notes from FBI agents who interviewed Mrs. Clinton, must be kept in a secure facility on Capitol Hill known as a SCIF. And that fact alone is raising questions.
This information being highly classified, according to the FBI, is in direct conflict with what the State Department and Ms. Clinton has said was on the server. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot say one day, this is unclassified, nothing to see here. The next day, only certain people can see this, and therefore you must not be able to take it outside of a secure facility.
Now, what else is happening? We've played this before, but it bears repeating because 20 CIA and FBI insiders have now confirmed that Barack Obama and former CIA director orchestrated the entire Russia hoax and then hid it in a CIA vault for nearly a decade.
Fox News alert, the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing a bombshell report today that shows a conspiracy by a sitting president, Barack Obama, and his intel agencies to sabotage the president-elect, Donald Trump, brainwash the electorate, and undermine the legitimacy of an election.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
Gabbard got her hands on a House intel report that's been locked away in a CIA vault for almost a decade. Investigators spent over 2,000 hours looking into how the Russia hoax was born, interviewing 20 CIA and FBI officials. And it turns out that the Obama administration doctored the intelligence to make it look like Putin and Trump stole the election.
Now, let's check in with this news. Maria Bartiromo reveals The document the deep state actors were looking for at Mar-a-Lago raid but couldn't find it. Deep state raid secrets exposed. Maria Bartiromo and Devin Nunes blow the lid off what FBI agents were really hunting at Mar-a-Lago. The missing documents tying Obama-era intel chiefs to the Russia hoax. We've got every clip and revelation. So what they were really after. Nunes says transparency under Trump scared the swamp. The Mar-a-Lago raid was the climax of a plot that began in 2016 to hide proof the Russia hoax framed Trump to cover Hillary's emails, and he demands a full investigation. Listen.
Devin, it's great to have you this morning. Welcome back.
Thank you. Great to be with you, Maria.
I want to get your expectation of more charges to come against Jim Comey and more of his colleagues who worked on the Russia collusion story, pushed it through across the world. What are you expecting?
Look, I'm expecting a full investigation. If you look at the transparency that's been brought by the intelligence agencies under Trump, unprecedented level of transparency where we're now finally getting out documents that the American people had never seen. So I think you're beginning to see real clear clairvoyance on what happened between 2016 all the way to the Mar-a-Lago raid. And I think that's where, culminating with the Mar-a-Lago raid, is where I think I really still have a lot of questions of documents that really need to get out there. And I think an investigation needs to kind of start there and go back, because we know for sure what happened in 2016 that Comey was well aware of, is that this was all, the whole Russia hoax was all designed to get Trump because they were worried about her emails coming public back in 2016 before the election. So yeah. I think we have real clairvoyance there, Maria. You've covered on your show for many, many years. Where we still are missing information is, how was Jack Smith appointed to go after Trump in 22? Who decided to raid Mar-a-Lago? What documents were they looking for? These are all the questions that still remain to be answered, and I think where the investigators need to start from there and go back.
The grand conspiracy confirmed from 2015 to today. Nunes says intel agencies, fake news, and nonprofits colluded to destroy the most popular Republican since Reagan. The goal: weaponize government, raid his home, and protect one party's power.
15. What is different about grand conspiracy? What does grand conspiracy tell us if, in fact, they are able to put the puzzle together that, yes, this has been a conspiracy since 2015?
Well, I think you just have to answer yourself the common sense question is was it a conspiracy or not? And clearly, unless you've been hiding under a rock somewhere, this has been a conspiracy to weaponize the U.S. intelligence agencies against the most popular Republican since Ronald Reagan, and that is President Trump. He became very popular in 2016, was a popular president, remains popular, was reelected president. It was all designed to target and take down one of your political enemies, so much so that they actually raided his home, a private home of a former president at that time. I mean, these are not things that allow a republic to be in a situation where it can withstand the long run if you have intelligence agencies that are effectively working with the fake news, working with nonprofits, all to benefit one political party. And that's what you've had. So it was a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy. And so whether or not you can make those charges, I'm not a lawyer, never been a prosecutor, but I've done a lot of these investigations. And to me, really what matters is the court of public opinion. What matters are the statutes and law. And I would, from my vantage point, it's pretty clear that there was a conspiracy on a number of fronts. Wow. Most importantly, I think lying and misleading, I think that's a key word, misleading Congress and other investigations. As you know, there were, some 5 different investigations that occurred over the last 7 years as it relates to the Russia hoax, Ukraine impeachment hoax, and all the other hoaxes that did what? Targeted President Trump and his family.
2 dates that expose everything. August 2016, Obama, Biden, Brennan, and Comey learn Hillary's camp is framing Trump. August 2022, the Mar-a-Lago raid by Biden's DOJ. Same actors, same cover-up, same fear. Trump's document proving their guilt. Listen.
Member as And I talked with you throughout this 10-year period over and over again. And I remember many years ago, you would say, we've asked them for these documents. We've asked them for that document. And they sat on it and waited and did not give you the documents as chairman of the Intelligence Committee or ranking member as the Intelligence Committee. You demanded these documents. Tell us how specifically Jim Comey and others may have misled you and the Congress.
Yeah, well, I can say this, is that those days are over, right? Now the president has made me chair of his intelligence board. We are working to help declassify where we can all the information that you now are seeing come out. Where I think where it's pretty clear is let's talk about two interesting dates, Maria. One was in August of 2016 in the Obama White House with Biden and a bunch of other cast of characters there, including Comey, including Brennan, where they are told by Brennan that, hey, there's a hoax going on. That's my word. That basically the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC are looking to frame President Trump, or at that time, candidate Trump, with this Clinton email scandal. If and when these emails come out, they wanted to make it look like it was the Trump campaign working with Putin. They knew that in August of 16. Now, how is it possible that all of these cast of characters that were interviewed by multiple, not only the House Intelligence Committee, but also in the Senate and Horowitz and all the way to Durham, they just had amnesia, just forgot about this. They all those years went by and they don't remember that this was a cover-up for the Hillary Clinton email campaign? Nonsense. We know that's not true. They had to have known it. So what's the other important date? The other important date is in August, ironically, almost 6 years to the day, August of 2022, where they raid Mar-a-Lago. Many of the same people were involved in that. Not Comey, because he had been fired, but others who had been in the first Obama term all the way through were then put into the Biden term. I mean, people like Lisa Monaco, who was the Deputy Attorney General. I find it hard to believe that she was not behind and had knowledge about what happened at the raid of Mar-a-Lago, because I believe that Garland, although maybe he knew about it after the fact, but if you remember, he didn't seem to know much, and they didn't find what they were looking for because it took him 3 days after this magnificent raid with all the cameras there that clearly were tipped off about this Mar-a-Lago raid happening on President Trump. Miraculously, they didn't find anything, and it took Garland 3 days before he came out and made a statement.
3 days. The missing 40-page smoking gun. Nunes revealing the Russia influence assessment declassified in 2020, yet missing from the archives. It proved Moscow never backed Trump. The DOJ raided Mar-a-Lago, hunting that file, and didn't find it.
Assessment. Wow. And Lisa Monaco got a big job now. She's the president of global affairs at Microsoft, which I reported first. Look, I've got the majority staff report right here on the intelligence community assessment of the Russia influence campaign targeting the 2016 election. You believe that was one of the things they were looking for when they raided Mar-a-Lago, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, that's right, because that was supposed to be declassified. We asked President Trump to declassify that in 2020. We were told that it was declassified. We thought that information was going to be at the archives, like all the information should. But then when we asked the archives about it and other people asked the archives for it, it wasn't there. So it's just, and that document's very damaging. It's a 40-page report that House Republicans worked on for a long time. Not only my committee and now now the current chairman Rick Crawford was able to get that information out. It's a very damning report that showed that Russia didn't think that Trump was going to win, which I think we all know. Once again, just common sense in 2016. Why would the Russians be helping someone that they didn't think was going to win?
Wow.
We're in the room. The truth is out. Decade-long conspiracy, vanished documents, a raid that failed. Our cameras credentialed inside the White House. Follow Next News for the raw, unfiltered reality from Washington, D.C. And then we have this. Newly released FBI document shows Jack Smith and Biden's FBI spied on Republicans. Because Graham and other senators didn't do anything about spying and endless witch hunts against President Trump and his associates during the Russia hoax, and Mueller, Christopher Wray, and his thugs became emboldened. Here's the document. Federal Bureau of Investigations. FBI agent conducted preliminary toll analysis on limited Tolls records associated with the following U.S. senators: Mike Kelly, Lindsey Graham, Bill Hagerty, Josh Hawley, Dan Sullivan, Tommy Tuberville, Ron Johnson, Cynthia Loomis, and Marsha Blackburn. Wow. FBI document shows Jack Smith and Biden's FBI spied on Republicans. If you have value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So you see, we watched this story unfold for weeks. Tonight's revelations confirm our worst suspicions. The Russia hoax wasn't just a political dirty trick. It was a coordinated conspiracy at the highest levels of government. They knew Hillary was framing Trump. They had the proof in writing. And now that proof conveniently disappeared. Think about what that means. It means the same people who orchestrated the hoax are the ones who raided Mar-a-Lago, desperately searching for evidence of their own crimes. It's not just about missing documents. It's about a deep state so terrified of exposure, they will tear apart a former president's home to find what could destroy them. The cover-up continues, but the truth is breaking through. So here's my question. Should Trump declassify and release every document related to the Russia hoax investigation immediately? Drop a yes or no. Let's have a conversation in the comments and show your support for truth at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.